know how thankful I am sometimes, actually all the time, when I'm in my car and I'm driving. Because I remember not having one. The one that I had, I remember sleeping in because I didn't have a home.
She always got something to say. Oh, no, she didn't. Oh, yes, she did. No, she didn't. Yes, she did.
We gonna cry a little.
I can't
laugh a lot.
I like her.
Hear real shit.
She keeping it real.
In the right spot.
Come on,
Let's
y'all.
talk about
Let's
it.
talk about it.
What's going on, you guys, and welcome back to another video. I'm your girl Jamaica, of course. If you are new here and you don't know what to do here, simple. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that notification bell, and just like that, problem solved. You're a jewel for the rest of your life and for the rest of my life, and I'm happy to have you. If you have been here and you are still here, still tuned in, still watching these videos, clicking out, hanging out, talking about it, crying about it, laughing about it, what the fuck is up? Happy Thanksgiving to every last one of you. Let's just soak in that gratitude. Let's just soak in that happiness. I hope you are around family and friends and people that love you. And if you are not, I hope you love yourself enough to feel that happiness and that void that you may feel like you are missing. I hope your belly is full. Let's get into it. I know that Thanksgiving is not just about the plates of food. It's not just about getting up and getting dressed and getting your makeup done. I can promise y'all I just put this on for this video because your girl was pajama pants, sweats, and Home Alone videos in the living room. It's not about any of that. It's not about posting plates. It's not about Instagram. It's about gratitude. It's about finding happiness in whatever situation you are in. Despite, I have celebrated Thanksgiving on the streets. I have celebrated Thanksgiving in shelters. I have celebrated Thanksgiving around people that I did not like, around people that did not like me. And what I learned was I had to make the best of it, because that is where I was at that period of time, and that's what I was going through, and those were the present situations that I was in. And so I had to figure out, how can I make the best of that? So I am here to give you guys five things you can do to help find that gratitude and change your attitude and push along. Okay? Number one, find yourself a quiet spot. Go to another room, go outside, go sit in the car, lock yourself in the bathroom, the basement, the attic, wherever you can find a space that there is no one but you and God, but just you. Take that moment right there and just be in that moment. It has to be just you, because we finna do a reality check. We finna do a hey, I'm here. Which brings me into number two. After you have found that room, that quiet space, and you are in it, pinch yourself. Pinch yourself. Yeah, pinch yourself, because that's going to be your awakening to, this is my reality. And one thing that we cannot escape, that is hard for us to sometimes understand and grasp, is that we cannot escape our reality. We are in this present moment. This is where we are. And so once you pinch yourself and realize, okay, I'm alone, I'm here. This is where you are. It cannot be changed unless you die. And you're not dying. That's why we pinch on ourselves, to make sure we are alert, alive, and awake. Number three, inhale, exhale. I know you're probably thinking, I didn't inhale, exhale and number one, or I didn't inhale, exhale number two, and I pinched myself and it hurt like hell. No, what you're going to do is, after you have found yourself in that quiet space, after you have realized that you are here, this is your present situation in the human flesh, in the human form, you can feel, we want to inhale and exhale, because we're going to change our thought process. And so before we go into number four, which is changing our thought process, we want to first inhale and exhale and give our body and our mind and our soul and our spirit and our head and our hearts a moment of relaxation, a moment of calmness. Okay? Simple. Then we're going to go into number four. Number four, we're going to say, I have a choice. I choose happiness. I have a choice. I choose happiness. A lot of people don't think happiness is a choice. A lot of people think I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. My circumstances give me reason to be angry. It gives me reason to be sad. My circumstances give me reason to be depressed. The people I'm around give me a reason to feel anything other than happiness. And that is just not the truth. We can change our circumstances. And sometimes changing our circumstances may be fearful, because we don't know where we're going. And so fear of the unknown is hard. So it's hard for us to step outside of our comfort zone. It's hard for us to step outside of a place where we thought was it and it's not it. And so now we have to make that next big step. And that comes with saying, I choose happiness. I have a choice and I choose happiness. Because what your brain's going to do is, once you tell your brain that, once your heart believes that, and once your spirit starts to follow it, you're going to start walking into situations and positions where it's not upsetting you, where it's happiness. You're going to be able to look at something and say, nope, because I'm choosing happiness, I'm not going in that room. Because I'm choosing happiness, I'm not answering that phone. Because I'm choosing happiness, I'm going to sit in the house. Because I'm choosing happiness, I'm going to read a book. You know, and y'all get where I'm going. And so once you start to choose happiness and say it to yourself, you'll start noticing that the choices you make are different. The decisions you are making are different. Because the same way we can choose to be angry, the same way we can choose to be sad, the same way we can choose those things and then blame our circumstances, is the same way we can choose happiness and then create those circumstances. And so saying that to yourself in that alone space that you're in, after pinching yourself and after inhaling and exhaling, you should feel like, I can do this. I choose happiness. So yeah, that's telling yourself and that's telling your brain, I can do this. I can choose happiness. You know how hard it was for me to go into places and with people that I knew didn't like me, and at the time when I was homeless and I was probably going through the most I was going through, and have to choose happiness, have to choose to ignore the things that was being said or what was happening because I had to choose happiness. And that was even a hard situation to be in because I couldn't walk away from it. It was where I needed to sleep. It was where my son needed to sleep. And so I had to muster it up. I had to accept the BS that was coming behind it. But in that same instance, I was choosing happiness. I was choosing to ignore. I was choosing to overlook. And not all the times are those good things. Like, I could have chose to leave. I don't know what happiness that would have brought. It would have brought me cold. It would have brought my son cold. But it was just kind of what I could deal with. And so maybe if your circumstance is tolerable, you can choose happiness in a situation that's not the best, but it's tolerable. You just gotta maneuver. You gotta move around. You gotta ignore things. You gotta do things. Or if you're like, this situation is not tolerable, and I'm gonna choose happiness, and happiness is leaving, then by all means, deuces, peace, leave them, leave it, whatever you leaving, let it go back. But I know that a lot of people, depending on the scenario, aren't strong enough to just leave something, you know. So it's just finding the happiness in a bad situation, which you intend to leave or you intend to grow out of, and choosing happiness, trying to finagle that. Okay? So let's just go back over what we have. Number 1, you have your quiet spots, okay? Find you a quiet place. Number 2, you have pinched yourself and said ouch and realized, this is me. I am here. There ain't no faking it, okay? Number 3, you have inhaled and exhaled. You have said, I'm going to calm my brain. I'm going to calm my soul. I'm going to calm my heart. And I'm going to think about this. And what you did next was number 4 that you thought about was, I'm going to choose happiness. I have a choice. I'm going to choose happiness. Okay? 5, the last thing you're going to do is you're actually going to choose it. You're going to walk out of that quiet space, back into your area, back into your party, back into whatever, and you're going to start being happy. And when I say that, I don't mean all of a sudden it was a switch. So, oh my God, I'm going from sad to happy. If you've done 1 through 4, then 5 should be walking out of there and having gratitude. That is the only thing that's going to help change your attitude. It's not a flick of a switch, like I just said. You just can't walk out and say, oh my God, I'm happy. Oh my God, I'm just doing happy shit. No, we're not Mary Poppins. We're human. That was the point of pinching yourself. You are human. You live in the world. And it's not easy depending on the circumstances and depending on the situation. What you're going to do is you're going to walk out that room and you're going to say, I'm going to be grateful for the people that are here. I'm going to be grateful for my kids. I'm going to be grateful for this food I'm about to eat, this bed, this hot water, the fact that I'm in a warm place and it's cold if you live in Minnesota. If you live anywhere cold, actually. You're going to start looking at small things and being grateful for those. Let's say you struggle to pay your bills, but now all of a sudden you don't have no legs. Think about that. Think about how much worse that is. Think about how much worse that is where there's someone wishing that they had your problem. And that does not make less of your problem. I do not say that to be like, oh, your problem is not as bad as it is, because to everyone, their problem is significant to them, and it's traumatizing to them, and it's a heavy burden to them, and I understand that. What I'm saying is, think about how it could be worse. And then start to be grateful for the fact that it's not. Start to be grateful for the fact that, yep, I'm working a job that is paying only $26. I could be working a job that's paying $15. I'll take that 26. You walk into Thanksgiving, into the living room, and you have your family and your friends. Be grateful that you have all them people in your space. Some people don't have anything. Some people don't have anybody. Some people woke up to Thanksgiving, they just cooked for themselves, and maybe that's sad for them. And so you have a family, you have people that you are around, that you got up and got dressed for, picked out a cute outfit, got your makeup done, showed up, hey, kicked it, laughed, played spades, and there's people that just did it at home alone. But think about that person at home alone. Let's find the gratitude in them. They at home alone, so they don't have family, but guess what? It could be worse. You could be outside. What I'm saying is, shit could be worse, and it's not. And when you start looking at what you have, what you're wearing, what you're able to do, where you're able to go, the people in your life, that happiness will come, because that gratitude will show. You'll have no choice but to be happy because you're grateful. And gratitude is a whole nother level of happiness. Gratitude means, like, no matter what. You don't know how thankful I am sometimes, actually all the time, when I'm in my car and I'm driving. I remember not having one. The one that I had, I remember sleeping in because I didn't have a home. I remember walking the streets. I remember washing up at gas stations. And now I'm here washing up in my house. I have a car. I get back and forth to work. Everything is working out. Things are not the best. I wish things could be different. But that's everybody who is in their life who wish things could be different. But I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I know things could be worse. I'm grateful because I know things have been worse. And I'm grateful because I know that I can choose happiness and I can change my circumstances. If I got myself, and I don't mean just by myself, I mean with the work of myself, but of course by the grace of God and with God, if I was able to go from that to this, and I'm able to go from this to that, I'm able to do those things. And so are you. And you have to show gratitude for the fact that I can change this. I can change this. I can grow from this. I can go beyond this. I can have abundantly. I can have XYZ. Do not focus on the bad. Focus on the good. Focus on what you have. Focus on what's in front of you, and focus on who's in front of you. And laugh a little. Laugh just a little bit. So those are my 5 tips. I just wanted to share them with you guys. If you have some tips and tricks to change your attitude, or to help someone change their attitude and find happiness and find gratitude, leave those in the comment section below, because I would love to hear what kind of works for you and try to implement it if it fits into mine, and maybe it may work. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have a great holiday. I just hope the best and the abundance for you all. If you see me in the streets, don't be afraid to speak. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram and Snapchat for more motivational videos, more love, more up close and personal stuff you just don't get to see here on YouTube. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.